So on Monday, we were talking about the different types of defilements that brings about dukkha. Yeah. And we look into something like fear or sadness, how it consumes, it overwhelms the mind. And therefore, as a yogi, how we can able to overcome them. Not only overcome them through the way of vipassana, but also overcome them through the way of samatha or also in the daily activities. Now, it's important for us to overcome this type of the defilements, because these defilements, they are, in a sense that they block or they hinder your progress. So therefore, it is important for us to overcome them. But not all forms of like dukkha, we need to overcome them. Those dukkha are connected with defilements, yes. But there are dukkha that does not connect it with defilements. For example, like bodily sensation, that they are painful, we don't overcome them. We see them as they are. Defilements also, when they arises in the mind, we see them as they are. Then with the nature of the mindfulness and also the concentration, wisdom, they slowly diminish away. Those defilements diminish away and the mind becomes clear and bright again. So that also is important for us to understand the various way. So tonight we go on to the next one, to the next noble truth, the origin of dukkha, samudaya, the origin. Now here the origin, again here we have to go back to the four things that we have mentioned in each and every of the noble truth, that we have to look into them and we have to remind ourselves again. So we go into screen sharing right now. Now here the origin here. Here the origin meaning of accumulating, source, bondage, impeding. Here the meaning of origin, accumulating means it accumulates karma. Accumulate karma means you accumulate those unwholesome karma and also the wholesome karma, both together. Then because of they accumulate these various types of karma, then they will produce result. When they produce result, it means that it will keep you in samsara. It keep you in samsara. So you accumulate. Source here means again the source of your suffering, source of your dukkha to arise. Bondage here means it bonds you, it holds you, ties you down in samsara. It won't let you go until we cut it off. So it's bondage here. Impeding here as a sense of is a hindrance. It's something that to block you from progressing, from getting anything that is successful, spiritual development, or sometimes even worldly progress or worldly achievements. So these are all the different meaning of origin. And it's important for us to see that way because we're going to look into it much more deeper, in a sense that this type of dukkha, what we're going to do, what we're going to talk about is that we're going to look into it in the broad subject, a very broad subject. And then after that, we'll slowly make it into smaller and smaller. And then until we go into the meditation practice, and we will see how these different types of craving is affecting us. Then therefore it's important for us to see them as they are and also abandoning them. It's no point for us to all know all kinds of theory about the Four Noble Truths, but when the time comes to meditation, when it comes to come for progress, we do not know what to do at all. We get stuck. So when it comes to the later part of this meditation, on the meditation part, we're going to see also in the different aspect how the craving comes in. If it comes in, even as I said earlier on, the wholesome aspect, what to say about the unwholesome, even the wholesome aspect become a source of your craving. Just to give you a heads up, like even your strong mindfulness, your continuous mindfulness becomes a source of the craving if you are not careful. Even if you're able to meditate well and so on, all this source of craving can arise if you do not know how to navigate within your meditation. There are many, and also in the last week, on the Friday, there are questions on the how to show some of the traps in the Vipassana meditation or in the meditation. Then we're going to see, especially in the craving side, there are many traps. So many traps that sometimes even difficult for us to cover everything. So that one is on the meditation part. Perhaps we are not able to cover it on today. We'll cover it on another talk. So tonight we're going to look into it as a more overall, a bigger picture first. Then after that we slowly narrow down. Now, craving here, the Buddha mentioned this in the many parts in the suttas, Vinaya, and Abhidhamma also mentioned a lot on all these suttas. Now, altogether, there will be 108 types of craving. I'm going to share the screen right now again. Can you all see again? Okay. Now here. So, there are 108 types of craving. Right now. I've got to put the screen to the side. Okay. So, the 108 types of craving. So, the first is the sixth sense object. The sixth sense object. So there will be craving for visual objects, for sound, for odors, for taste, bodily impression, mind objects. So sometimes in the text, the Buddha mentioned about the 6 types of craving, and it's connected with that. So sometimes the Buddha mentioned this type of craving. And another suttas also, they mention about the 3 kinds of craving. Then the craving for sensual pleasures, craving for becoming, and craving for non-becoming. Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. And then again, there will be 2 types of relation, how you relate it to yourself and relate it externally, that means relate it to others. Your own 5 aggregates and others' 5 aggregates here. Then there will be 3 periods, past, present, and future. So 6 times 3 times 2 times 3. So altogether 108 types of craving. This is the more of a, we summarize it for you. But right now what I'm going to do is that we are going to go into a Tanha Sutta. And we're going to see what the Buddha talked about the 108 types of craving also. The Buddha mentioned it slightly differently, but summarize it, it will become something like this, like what you see in front of you. But anyway, we're going to go into the Anguttara Nikaya. So we're going to go out first, stop sharing, And then we're going to share another screen. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see, yeah? Can see now? All right. So this is the in Anguttara Nikaya, Book of the Four. Book of the Four, this is the Sutta 199. So without further ado, I would like to ask, I request Brother Benny to read for me, for us.
Craving. Bhikkhus, I will teach you about craving, the ensnarer, streaming, widespread, and sticky, by which this world has been smothered and enveloped, and by which it has become a tangled skein, a knotted ball of thread, a mass of reeds and rushes, so that it does not pass beyond the plane of misery, the bad destination, the lower world, samsara. Listen and attend closely, I will speak. Yes, Bhante, those bhikkhus replied. The Blessed One said this. And what bhikkhus is craving? The ensnarer, streaming, widespread, and sticky, by which this world has been smothered and enveloped, and by which it has become a tangled skein, a knotted ball of thread, a mass of reeds and rushes, so that it does not pass beyond the plane of misery, the bad destination, the lower world, samsara. There are bhikkhus, these 18 currents of craving related to the internal and 18 currents of sorry 18 currents of craving related to the external. And what are the 18 currents of craving related to the internal? When there is the notion I am, there are the notions I am thus, I am just so, I am otherwise, I am lasting, I am evanescent, I may be thus, I may be just so, I may be otherwise, may I be thus, may I be just so, may I be otherwise, I shall be this, I shall be thus, I shall be just so, I shall be otherwise. These are the 18 currents of craving related to the internal. And what are the 18 currents of craving related to the external? When there is the notion, I am because of this, there are the notions, I am thus, because of this, I'm just so because of this, I am otherwise because of this, I am lasting because of this, I'm evanescent because of this, I may be because of this, I may be thus because of this, I may be just so because of this, I may be otherwise because of this, may I be because of this, may I be thus because of this, may I be just so because of this, may I be otherwise because of this, I shall be because of this, I shall be thus because of this, I shall be just so because of this, I shall be otherwise because of this. These are the 18 currents of craving related to the external. Thus there are 18 currents of craving related to the internal and 18 currents of craving related to the external. These are called the 36 currents of craving. There are 36 such currents of craving pertaining to the past, 36 pertaining to the future, and 36 pertaining to the present. So there are 108 currents of craving. This bhikkhus is that craving, the ensnarer, streaming, widespread, and sticky, by which this world has been smothered and enveloped, and by which it has become a tangled skein, a knotted ball of thread, a mass of reeds and rushes, so that it does not pass beyond the plane of misery, the bad destination, the lower world samsara.
Okay, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
你们明白吗? The more you read, the more you do not know what the Buddha is talking about. That's why it needs a bit of explanation over here. Huh? We're going to go back to the sutta a little bit, and then we're going to explain to you. It's very easy to understand. It's just that the Buddha has to cover everything. Yeah? Okay, we go back to the beginning part first. Yeah? Now here, I would like to go back to this because I will teach you about craving, the ensnarer, streaming, widespread, and sticky. Now here, one part is that the commentaries explain what is this craving and how is this craving is like. Huh? Okay. Now let me go to the wait now. All right. You look at the screen again right now. Here, MP means this is the commentary of the Anguttara Nikaya. Commentary of anyway. Craving is called the ensnarer, jalini, because it is like a net. For as a net, it is sewn tightly. Sewn tightly and thoroughly interwoven, so too is craving, or it is called the ensnarer because it is a net spread out over the three realms of existence. It is streaming, sarita, because it streams and runs here and there. It is widespread, visata, because it's spread out and dispersed, and it's sticky, visatika, because it sticks, attaches, fastens here and there. So the nature of this craving, the commentary gives you is like a net. You throw it, it captures everything, and it captures you all the way from all the three realms of existence. That means the rupa realm, the arupa realm, the rupa realm, and all the karma realms, and also, of course, together with all the woeful states. So all the 31 planes of existence, this craving is there. You cannot run away from it. It streams, it runs here and there because it runs into every part of the psyche and also the body. It runs here. Everything you will grab hold upon it. It is sticky because it's the nature of the characteristic of craving. It is all holding on. Now you see a little bit below, again they translate as related to internal means one owns 5 aggregate. Related to external, that means it's somebody else 5 aggregates, external 5 aggregates. So wait, here the bottom part here, because of this, because of this form, because of this consciousness, the passage is opaque, extension is not clear. Because of this, we go back to the sutta again. We go back to the sutta again, and I'll explain to you what the Buddha meant here. And what are the 18 currents of craving related to the internal? When there is the notion of I am, there are notion I am thus, I am just so, I'm otherwise, I'm lasting, I am everlasting, and so on. Altogether, there are 18 over here. Now, to understand this one, it means that I am thus because of my relation to the 5 aggregates. How I relate myself to the 5 aggregates. For example, take a simple example. You look at your hands, You look at your hands and then you say, oh wow, my hands are so beautiful, so nice, So my skin is so shining, so pleasant. That means what I am does means that in relation to your five aggregates right now, what you see, you perceive it, you crave upon it, that your hands here are beautiful, your hands here are nice. This is what it meant here, one of it, you know. So just like we go back to the just now, the sense, you have 6 types of sense bases. And these 6 types of sense bases is how you crave for it. So now, therefore, you attach to your beauty and you're looking at it at the present moment right now. So yeah, this is the present. And then you look at your hand, you see that your hand is beautiful. So in relation to how you are relating to your own something that is beautiful to you, then your craving is there. You grip hold on it. Then, or let me see, let's say that, or let's say, for example, you take some let's say some multivitamins or some kind of nutritious food and some kind of great supplement, wonderful supplement, you pay a lot for it. And when you eat those things and you consume those things, then you project yourself that in the future, I will be better looking. I will get thinner. I will be much more healthier. I will be much more happier in that sense. You see what I mean right now? It means that whatever that you do right now, then you are connected, you project yourself for the future. So that is what it means, the future. This is yourself. You connect yourself and together with the future. So something like that. This is the everyday example that we can able to put yourself into all these things. So may I be somebody, may I be someone, may I be beautiful, may I be this, may I be that. This is what we called, all these things. Yeah. So just to give you a few examples here. Then about external. External means that it related to somebody else or something else external from your own 5 aggregates, from your own body here. What does it mean here? Here, again, here, for example, that, let's say, you like your hair that is beautiful right now. You pull your hair and you look at your hair and your hair is beautiful. And then you like that hair because that celebrity, that actress also have that hair, and that hair also is beautiful. Now, because of her, I've seen her how she have that type of hair, then now I also want that hair, or now I already achieve the style that I already want. So I'm happy right now. You see what I mean now? So that means you are relating it because of that, because of them, because of her, other 5 aggregates, then your craving arises and you like it, that particular style. Or when you see other people, like, sometimes you buy clothing, dress, and so on online. And then the model looks very nice when they wear it, but when they send it to you, you wear it, you look, how come not so nice one? And sometimes we think that we are as beautiful as the model there, Hambin, You think that you are so as beautiful as the model, and when you wear it, you think, how come not so nice? Otherwise. When you look something beautiful, now when it reach to you, it's otherwise. Because of that. Again, it's all meaning. And And how you related to all these things, that's why how the Buddha put it in this way, because there's too many examples in life we can offer. So the Buddha put it in such a way: I am just so. I am like this. I will be like this. I shall be like this, and so on. So it's all the craving comes in many different ways. Or even not only in this life, but also can pertain to other lives also. So some people, again, you do a lot of good dana, and then you wish to reborn in the heaven, so that I don't have to suffer like what we are suffering right now. Here cannot go out a little bit and suffering with the aging and so on. Then I can able to reborn in the heavenly existence. It's so nice, so wonderful. So that also, you do a lot of good deeds, but that good deeds wants you to stay in samsara. It gives you all the happiness, yes, but it keeps you in samsara. So this is what it means here. So this is all what it means. So all these things, we can summarize that it comes from our seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and then we attach to them, or we crave for all these types of objects. So this is what it means here. So altogether, then will be 108 types of craving. So you will lead you there. You're so entangled, and then all these things, something like this, all entangled, all inside there. So, other words, to put it simple, no matter how you move, how you think, how you act, it's full of craving one. You won't able to move anywhere. You go one way or another way, there'll always be craving around you, or inside you. So how are you going to get out of samsara then? Then the whole, that is where, because of this craving is so much, and we can't even see this type of nature of this craving. So that's why we need the teachings of the Buddha to guide us, to help us to navigate through all these knots and all this entanglement, in order for us to get out of this samsara. So this is what it meant here, the 108 types of craving. Let me go back to my screen sharing again. Where is it? Okay. So we got 108 types of craving. So you can see, we summarize it because let's say if you see from the hand, you like it, is already sensual pleasure. Now the three types of craving here, the three kinds of craving, the sensual pleasures, kamatanha, becoming bhavatanha, and non-becoming vibhavatanha. These three of them, we're going to look into them much more, because these three parts here very related to a yogi's practice. We are not talking about, some of you may understand it as you just talk about this craving only. They totally connected with the wrong views already, with all kinds of wrong view. But for a yogi, they did not go into the wrong view, but the craving is still there. So the craving is still there. We need to manage that craving. We need to manage this craving. Because if the craving is all the time there, or most of the time there, then it becomes an impediment. It becomes a hindrance for your progress. So these three parts, we're going to look into it much more in the practice, and also in the talks also. The next thing we want you to understand also, to differentiate out also. So just now is the Dhamma talk. The sutta is from Anguttara, book number 4, Sutta 199. So you feel free, you go and have a look and do it. Now the next one is this. We're going to differentiate between craving and clinging, because it is important for us to differentiate them. And also because also is mentioned in the dependent origination. It mentioned in the dependent origination, and we need to differentiate them. And also you will see that when you're able to differentiate between these two, then when it comes into your practice, then also you are able to identify them. Now you have these 3 types of craving: sensual pleasures, becoming, non-becoming. When they become clinging, then it spreads out into much more. Sensual pleasures, wrong views, rites and rituals, and self-doctrine. So the 2, 3, and 4, actually all of them falls under wrong view. If you are looking from the Abhidhamma point of view. Wrong view, rites and ritual, self-doctrine all falls under one. But when you look at clinging here, they're spread into 3 parts in order for us to understand it a little bit more clearer. The sensual pleasures in clinging and sensual pleasures in craving, they are different. Different in the sense of strength. Different in the sense of its power, or intensity. Craving for sensual pleasures, that means when there's a beginning of the craving of a sensual pleasure, it's something like, for example, if you see a dress, and the dress is nice, and you begin to like it. You begin to like it. That beginning part of it is the craving part. The craving part. But if you are not careful, and your mind is not mindful, and it very fast, it turns into an obsession that you want it, you desire it, you really want it, and you and you seek out your ways how to get it. Hold on. Now you will, that part now, when it comes into obsession, that means it's already, the intensity is so strong already. It's very powerful. To us, for a lot of this Putujana means worldlings, those who are not noble ones. This obsession connected with these sensual pleasures, don't talk about these wrong views yet and all that. Just sensual pleasures alone. We don't realize that it is so strong in us. We thought that it is normal. It's okay. It's normal. It is acceptable. It is acceptable. Acceptable in the sense that, for example, like in a worldly sense, you have marriage. You have marriage, you have, then those things are acceptable. Although behind it, there are sensual pleasures, there are clinging, there are lust, and so on, right? So, but it's acceptable. It's acceptable in a sense. So we think that it is normal. It is okay. So what? It doesn't break any precept. Maybe you may think about that. For normal people, we didn't know precept. This is the norms of the world. But we don't realize that these are behind it. There are all this clinging happening behind it. So we want it. So when it comes to this type of sensual pleasures, then it will spread into 2 parts again. You are seeking for it, the first one. Then second one, When you have it, you got it. Yeah? So the first one, you seek it. The second one, you got it. It's like what we do now, you know. We want something, we desire it, we chase after it. After that, we achieve what we want. We thought that we are happy. That is what we call the clinging aspect of it. You know, clinging in the sense of become as such, seeking for it. Then the clinging that comes with you already have it and you want to guard it. You want to safeguard it. Yeah? So this is what we call in the sense of clinging. That one we can see that so much. And it comes into obsession already. Sometimes this type of obsession, it comes into a mental health problem, you know, become a mental health problem. For example, sometimes you see people like obsessive compulsive behavior. They keep on doing something, keep on cleaning, you know, for example. I think, but now in the pandemic season, I think you all should be a little bit obsessive about washing your hands. Because sometimes, just to share a little bit, because sometimes there are devotees who come to Peace House. When they prepare food for me, sometimes they don't even wash their hands. They already start preparing there. Outside also, they didn't scan. They don't even use the alcohol. And here they come into the kitchen. By the time the kitchen, they open up, they touch all the food. Yeah. One day, basically I meet 4 people. 2 in the breakfast, 2 in the afternoon, 2 for lunch. Minimal, huh? Then the next day, a different one again. 2 in the breakfast, 2 in the lunch again. Yeah. So there will be someone who don't wash their hands, or even sometimes they don't even wear masks also. Then I'm eating, I'm not wearing masks. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Most of them, they are quite fine. There are 1 or 2 of them, they are totally sometimes forget. But sometimes we tell them, they also bosong, you know. They are anyway, it's perfectly all right. If I say too much, tomorrow they'll boycott me already. Better continue the Dhamma talk. All right. Now, we go to the clinging here. We go to clinging. So the central pleasure here, it goes into a lot of this, that you become very obsessive. So much so that sometimes these sensual pleasures, it may turn into also, it may connect it with wrong views, all the wrong view that below it, or it may not be connected with wrong view. Yeah. Say for example, if you're a Buddhist and then you like a lot of beautiful things. You love a lot of beautiful things. Yes, you attach to it, but you still acknowledge there's karma. You acknowledge there's heaven, there's hell, there's existence. You believe what the teachings of the Buddha, you know, at least on the surface level. But you are still very obsessive with all kinds of everyday life stuff, you know. So that one, it doesn't go into wrong view. But there are people who have a very distorted view. Then they may think that these pleasures, these wonderful pleasures that I have right now is Nibbana. It's Nibbana. And these things, it's mentioned right in the beginning in the Dukkha Nikaya, the long discourses of the Buddha, in the chapter 1, in the first sutta. And then that particular sutta that is connected with that particular sutta, and that particular part, as one part, is connected to Nibbana. So some people may think that first jhana is Nibbana, second jhana is Nibbana, you know. They in a sense that they think that once they achieve the first jhana, then after that, when they die, they will not exist anymore. Yeah. Then there are some people who think that their second jhana, third jhana, the same thing. So there are some people who thinks that now, you see, right now is so much pleasure already. So this must be nibbana already. Now some people born with that type of great, wonderful karma, and they always have pleasures in life. Everything is nice and beautiful for them. So there are people who thinks that this is already nibbana. What for meditate? What for do all other things? So there are distorted, and that also so what the Buddha mentioned. It thinks that all these sensual pleasures are all nibbana already. So that is fall under wrong view, but it's connected to sensual pleasures. Sensual pleasures also can also go into another kind of wrong view, in the sense that it become a materialistic view. Materialistic view means you think that you enjoy here, enjoy everything right now. So you die, no more rebirth. That's it. All this skin, the bones and everything will go back to the earth. Go back to earth. Nothing there. There's no rebirth. There's nothing. Everything gone. So this is also taught by Ajita Kasambali, I think, in the one of the contemporary teachers during the Buddha's time. So they deny all kinds of cause and effect. No cause. You just enjoy, and then you die. That's it. There are many people here right now in the present also. Sometimes I've met with, there are people who don't believe in rebirth and so on. You just enjoy and die. They believe that too. We've seen that also in nowadays in people. Okay. You can call it nihilist type of view, because there's another type of view connected with the wrong understanding of karma, is that they believe that your present you see, cause and effect, right? There are cause and effect in terms of karma. There are people believe that there's no such thing as cause. You just have the effect and you enjoy. There's no cause. Something is spontaneously born, and everything is by chance. No cause. Then there's another type of person is they don't believe there's an effect. They don't believe there is an effect of it. That means all the killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and everything else, whether you do dana or sila or bhavana, no effect. So they don't believe in the effect. So there's one type. You don't believe in cause. You don't believe in the effect. And there's another type who completely do not believe cause and effect. Also have. So they all fall under this nihilistic or annihilistic, I think, type of view. So it may connect it to sensual pleasures in a way, but they are falls under wrong view already. Now, bhava tanha here, as you look at number 2 under the craving, bhava tanha means you want something to last. You want it to last, or you want it to become something. Or you want to become something, or you want something to last. Whereas number 3 is the opposite. You don't want something to be, or you don't want it to last, or you want it to disappear. And those two things are very much connected into our meditation also. But anyway, becoming here in the dependent origination, when they talk about this bhava, it already goes into birth and so on, right? That means here becoming also, in the overall sense, it can means that if you are a lot of greed, let's say, You want this, you want that, you want this, you want that, everything also you want. Then it develops into a habit, it develops into karma, and so on. When you die, and then you're reborn as a peta. Because then the habit of wanting is keep on searching and searching and searching and searching and searching and searching, and you cannot get it. So this is what we mean by becoming. If you are a person who is, like for example, even like in the past lives, let's say you are like Sariputta, for example, he every time in the present life, when he see a puddle of water, he likes to jump across it. Then people look at, how come you monk? You were supposed to be the chief disciple. And here you see a puddle of water, you jump across. So because that the Buddha says in the past 500 life, he was a monkey. He was a monkey. So even in this life, the tendency is still there. Bhava, in that sense. So it carries the tendency over. So it depends on, if you're a person who is angry, a lot of anger, then you're reborn in the hell planes, and then there's a lot of pain, a lot of everything. So too is like this. So becoming. But when this becoming turns into a wrong view, like clinging, right, below here. When this becoming turns into a wrong view, that means you want something to last eternally. Something, or there's something is lasting eternally. It can be a creator God, or you can believe in a consciousness that is forever there, or you can believe there's a self, the self soul, it fall under number 4 already, self doctrine. Or you believe that there are also this type of wrong view, they may fall under partially wrong view, partially not to say wrong view, but in the sense that you believe that something is eternal, and then you believe that certain things are not eternal. For example, there are people believe that there is a God that is eternal, or their place is eternal, but they don't believe that their body is eternal. Their body will, this time when they die, then they will change, and they this one. But the soul will be eternal. The God is eternal. So in that sense, there is a partial eternalism. That's what the Buddha calls it. Partial eternalism, because it doesn't believe everything is eternal, believe something is eternal. So again, it falls into this type of wrong view. So all these things start off with from bhava tanha. It creeps, and then it proliferates. It proliferates, and it goes into a wrong view. That time we talk about all this proliferation from craving, from tanha. Tanha goes into mental proliferation. So the I am arises. The I am arises. It goes into wrong view. This wrong view also. No, sorry, not this wrong view. This becoming also. To give you an understanding that even now, in the meditation also, we want something to last. In the back of the mind, we want something to last. That means bhava tanha already arises. For example, you meditate there and you find that tonight, my rising, falling, my in breath, out breath, my sensation, everything very clear. Very clear. Hopefully, tomorrow also like that. Hopefully tomorrow also like that. The moment you hope for tomorrow, you think that the day you have a good sitting, you hope for tomorrow, craving comes already. It's not sensual pleasures, because you're not connecting to what you want to eat or to touch or anything. Right now is something wholesome. Something wholesome, that means you want it to happen tomorrow. The moment it happened like that, you thought that this is a simple thought, but it's exactly is what we call bhava. You want some things to happen already. So you see, it's very easy for us to we think that this is something very, 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 very small. So small, so negligible, but it's where tanha stays. Sometimes I give you a simple one also about biwap, but the next one, the third one, non-becoming. That means you don't want it to be there. You don't want things to be there, or you want it to disappear. So here, for example, is simple. When you meditate, then the pain arises. You move your leg a little bit, so that the pain all disappear. It just take you 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and the pain disappear. Then you feel good. Then you meditate again. That 2 or 3 seconds, that's where your vibhava tanha is already there. Because you don't want the pain to be there. You don't like the pain to be there. Sometimes you don't even see the aversion that arises behind it. Perhaps it hasn't come into full effect yet, but the vibhava tanha, the non-becoming, is already there. That means you really don't like the thing to be there. How many times we have done all these things? How many countless times we have these things? So we in the what's the time now? In the other talks, another talk we're going to talk about that part on the meditation when we go into it a lot more. So here the third one is called the rites and rituals. Again, here the clinging, when it comes in, you clinging to certain rites and rituals. Here the certain rites and rituals, you believe that this rite and ritual that will bring about enlightenment to more like purity of the mind. More like a purity of the mind. Again, here people think that there are ways that, for example, that if you like the monk to spray water on you, that one, you like the monk to be. So a lot of people they like to go in front of the monk, faster go in front, and then they feel so happy, and then when the water touch them, they feel so purified. Hey, don't ask me to do this. I don't do this. If you ask me to do that, I'll bring a bucket of water rather than just here feel this one. So, but people feel good. Feel a bit of water spray here and there, and then you feel purified. Or you eat certain thing, be purified. Or you don't eat something, you also feel purified. Rites and rituals. Or you wash yourself with certain holy water. Or you believe that those are holy water. You believe that once you wash it, all your sins and everything is gone. So if you able to do some confession, for example, sometimes people confess. If you confess, then the Almighty, then you will take all your sins and all your bad deeds away. Or your killing and everything. All your deeds, that unwholesome thing, will take away, so that you can able to go into heaven. Rites and rituals, because there's some action being done over here. Or there are also people like who obsess with certain type of chanting. Even in the Buddhism also, they are so obsessed with certain chanting by some Sayadaw from Long Paul, and then if you listen to this chanting, you'll be enlightened already. Be enlightened. There are people in Malaysia who have gone through all these things. This is not just a simple, this is just I create the example. This is an example I've seen with this type of people, and they believe that they are enlightened because they already heard some type of chanting, rites and rituals. Wrong view. You see? So there are many types of rites and rituals. You go all kinds of everything. Even if you take all these things wrongly, like all these amulets and so on, if you take it wrongly, if you're mentally distorted, you think that you are having this amulet, you're going to give rise into better enlightenment. In the past, when I was in Thailand, I was in, if you all know this Wat Arun, I was there for a few days, just staying there, hanging around in Bangkok. So I was staying in Wat Arun, and it's quite nice. It's just beside the Chao Phraya River. So there's and one day there's another monk also came to stay also. So that particular monk, he came to stay. He also comes with a briefcase. He comes with a briefcase, but he doesn't know how to speak English, and also I do not know how to speak Thai. So I request to him by hands gesture. I ask him to open up to see what is inside the briefcase. Well, you show me all the amulets inside there, everything there, from small one, big one, small, colorful one, rock, crystal, and so on. Everything inside there, inside the briefcase. It's not for selling. He's not selling it. But he used this amulet for different purpose. So different ones. So sometimes you meditate, you this one you got ghosts coming, you use this amulet. And then I ask him, which one is the best one? Which one is the best one? So he say, I can. Yes, which one? Then he showed me this one, best. Why best? You meditate already, with that amulet in front of you. You go like that and you fly. And then believe that, and be so pure. You feel that the mind can be very purified. So all these things are rites and rituals, even within the monks, even all these things are happening. Not just only with the lay people, not only in Thailand, but in Burma, but in Sri Lanka also the same thing. Or any of the Buddhist countries, all these things are happening. So just now, the fourth one is the self-doctrine. The self-doctrine here is, again, here, we have talked about that a few talks ago on the Sakaya Ditti. Very, very much to do with all these 5 aggregates and how you regard these 5 aggregates as I, and you're attached to it, and so on. So let me see what is in my, hold on, anything else? No. So this one is on the craving. Let me go back to this. So this is on the craving. Then on the next talk, we're going to look into more of as I said, more of a meditation part, and then we're going to pinpoint how we can able to catch all these different types of craving, and see how this craving is affecting us. That's why a lot of times our meditation cannot able to progress, because of these small little cravings we take for granted. We thought that this is all okay. We're gonna show you about that. So the next talk, yeah. But anyway, the Friday we have a Q&A. We have a Q&A. No. Okay, today is Wednesday. Friday we have a Q&A. So next week, Monday, we have a talk again. Well, Monday, I don't know whether y'all can remember today and today's talk or not, because somewhat or another it needs to be connected. But never mind, I'm going to summarize it before I start that particular talk. Okay? Anyway, Friday we have a Q&A. I'll say you send your questions to Brother Benny here, and then again, just to remind you to how to pose a question. That means if you want to send in a question or 2 or 3 questions, it's okay. But in each question, there'll be 1 question mark. You cannot be like 1 question here by 3 or 4 question mark. Question number 3 or 4 question mark. How am I going to answer you? So 1 question, you put a 1 or 2 statement, then you put a question there. So you can have a 1 or 2 or 3 questions, up to you. Things related to the Dhamma, or to the Dhamma talks, or to the practice that I'm not very sure that we can able to elaborate on it. You ask me things on outside there, things about all other things not related to the Dhamma one. So that one I just put a question aside. Okay, so we'll stop here for the night. And we share merits.